The Caribbean is blessed with many stylish batsmen, endowed with flair, elegance, poise, balance, timing, flamboyance and swag. Here are 10 West Indies batting stylists. Laurence Rose was as elegant a batsman as they come. Legend has it that he hit a flat six over square leg. He hit it so cleanly that it travelled head height for most of the way. Jeffrey Boycott on the square leg boundary didn't even move. He played 30 tests with an average of 43.55. Michael Holden, speaking of Laurence Rose, said, and I quote, "His technique was superb, his eyesight like a cat's, and he had all the time in the world to play with captivating ease and elegance. I have not seen such perfection since." Tony Cozier said this when he made the triple century in Barbados, and I quote, "The whole of Barbados, it seemed, was there to see him bat. Gates were broken, walls were scaled, and even high-tension electric cables were used as a means to enter. Rowe himself and other players had to be escorted through the mass to enter the ground through a fence." Alvin Kallicharan played 79 test matches with an average of 44.43. He was blessed with poise, balance, orthodoxy, and a full range of strokes off either foot. The cricket writer Gupta said, "The colourful Alvin Kallicharan was one of the most graceful left-handed batsmen of West Indies, who carried the team single-handedly during one of the most demanding phases." Sir Gordon Greenwich played 108 matches and had a test average of 44.7. Cricket writer Sen Gupta said, and I quote, "A degree of technical correctness that delighted purists perhaps more than any other West Indian batsman." And Colin Croft, speaking about Gordon Greenwich, also said, "The savagery of a Greenwich square cut, or the elegance and ecstasy of an up on the right foot pivot as the ball is lashed to mid-wicket or square leg, still bring tears to some eyes." Rohan Kanai played 79 tests and had an average of 47.53. One cricket writer wrote, "I cannot bear to endure the sacrilege of him not being chosen in any list of the greatest West Indian batsmen. Has anyone in the history of the game made a thing of such great technical beauty out of a simple forward defensive stroke? No mighty hammer blows or cruel destruction of a bowler. Simply the sweetest exercise of the art of batting in the world." The great Sir Vivian Richards played 121 matches with a test average of 50.23. He was blessed with supreme confidence and swag. And while many know how destructive he was also a stylist. One cricket writer wrote, "A batsman like none other, a batting style so elegant yet destructive. He single-handedly made bowlers across the world bow down at his feet." And David Gower also said, and I quote, "He was the most awesome, destructive batsman I have ever seen." The great Sir Garfield Sobers played 93 test matches and had an average of 57.78. Arguably the most complete player of all times. Sharma, cricket writer, wrote, "He could play all around the park with the same elegant roll of the wrist. His high lift of the bat was like a guillotine, ready to smack the life out of the ball." Describing the record he broke at Sabina Park, one cricket writer wrote, "His still world record 365 not out, struck as a 21-year-old against Pakistan at Sabina Park in early 1958. It was a thing of unalloyed beauty, an innings of infinite grace. And Harold Pinter said of Sobers, and I quote, "I saw Len Hutton in his prime. Another time. I saw Gary Sobers on my first day of Test cricket and feel uncommonly lucky." End of quote. Basil Butcher was another elegant and wristy batsman. He played 44 Test matches and had an average of 44.31. One cricket writer wrote of Butcher, "Butcher was an elegant batsman, strong on the cut and harsh on anything overpitched." Karl Hooper played 102 Test matches with an average of 36.46. One cricket writer wrote of Hooper, "His nonchalance with which Karl Hooper could smash a cricket ball left spectators awestruck and bowlers bewildered." " Steve Waugh said of Hooper, "Quickness of feet and sweet yet brutal efficient stroke play were Hooper's trademarks." Brian Lara, one of the greatest player ever. He was blessed with grace, elegance, and a high backlift that made his stroke so much more flamboyant. He played 131 matches and had a Test average of 52.28. Describing his delightful batting, Henry Blofeld wrote, "When he was in his elements, it was like he was dancing with the gods on Mount Olympus." Mark Butcher also said of Lara, "In the pub debate of Lara or Sachin Tendulkar, I would go Lara every time. Sachin is a magnificent player, that's a given, and there may be a bias there as. Like Lara, I am a left-hander, but there was something more exciting, more flamboyant about Brian." End of quote. Marlon Samuels, blessed with immense grace and elegance, played 71 Test matches and has an average of 32.64. One cricket writer wrote, "On his day, he was right up there with the finest drivers of a cricket ball. His cover drives particularly bespoke great timing, which made him an original in this era of Caribbean cricket, whose other prominent stars have embodied power." Another wrote, "He belongs to a breed of West Indian batsmen who can play every stroke in the book, and that too elegantly." Mark Nicholas said of Marlon Samuel, "He is a lovely batsman to watch, a player given flow and fabulous timing by the person who hands out these gifts."